Hello everybody, welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. I'm so excited to do today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be setting up my October spreads with you guys in real time instead of doing them a little bit at a time in the background while I'm like at work or at home in the afternoons watching my show. Like, I really just thought this would be super fun to do together. So please let me know what you guys think of this particular style, and maybe we can do more in the future. I'm sure there'll be a mix and match of both, just kind of dependent on scheduling and life and things like that. But I thought that this would be really fun. October is one of my favorite months of the year, so definitely excited about this. So we're going to go ahead and dive in, and we are going to start with the main planner. So this is my Hobonichi cousin. It is A5. I think all cousins are A5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're just gonna get into this. So the first thing that we need to do is I need a pencil board because this is starting to get chunky. We're getting towards that back half of the year. So I'm gonna just peel back a few pages and pop this in. This is a larger one for sure. I got it off of Amazon. I think it's the same one Helen has. But we are literally going to pretty much copy the ones from previous months. I always try to get better at the order that they go in, because I try to make them easier to like fill out during the day. So I track my cycle on the actual day of the week side. I do like a circle, and then I put a color code in there. I'm gonna do cows and H2O a little bit clearer, and then I'm gonna put steps and INT. I've been trying to get that closer into the mix because that's still kind of like all body related. And then I'll do 10 minutes. Daily read. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave VV10 as a thing. And that is literally it. That's all for the tracker. One thing that I stress in my videos, even when I'm doing the like kind of flip of everything, is that I try to explain that I give myself, I don't really do like a ton of prep, essentially. Like, I get my colors where I want them, things like that. I set some themes down, but other than that, I really don't try to plan too far in advance. Unless something's scheduled for that day, I'm really quite simple about my setups. So next, I need to set up a washi. So what I want to do, I went ahead and did all the painful part and grabbed tons of washi that I had in my stash for Halloween. It was everywhere, and then I picked from that and picked out what I wanted my themes to be. So I've kind of done all that legwork for us already. I think in the spirit of trying to do something new, I'm gonna use this sample that I have. It's kind of like a neighborhood type of thing. I do feel like I'm hoarding my spooky neighborhood a little bit because it's precious to me and I don't have a full roll of it. And until Helen revamps it, I am limited. And I don't even know that you could really get it. I have a little, like I said, I have enough where I could swatch a little bit, but it is a precious thing. So I actually don't know why. I don't know why, or I don't know where, sorry. I don't know where this particular washi came from. It was just a sample. Like, I don't know the brand name. This is also why I don't film this, because this is always just like the most tedious process. But maybe you're watching this while you set yours up and you're fighting with your washi too. So we can all fight with the washis together. And essentially I am just using this washi to kind of establish a little bit of a color theme to pick from. And I'm also using it to cover up the little bits of the month that we're not going to use. And because this washi goes the opposite direction of normal, or maybe the person put it on there this way, because I definitely think this was kind of like a freebie with an order type of situation. Good Lord. I still cut it a little bit short, but it's okay. Oh no. It's fine. Nothing that can't be cleaned up or dealt with after this is over. Okay, so it's gonna stop a little short there too, I think. Okay, that's totally fine. All right, so now I need to pick a color for my headers, and I think I'm gonna use one of my favorite. It's like a gray purple color. No, I thought I was. I definitely want it to be purple. So let's see. That's a pretty one. I like that. I don't want it to be too dark. And I think that all of my pinks are just too screaming pink. So we're gonna go ahead and do this pretty purple. So this is 623. And I'm just looking back at the page behind this to set up my bars. And I'm gonna wait to put the other, because I don't think there's some things that I don't actually, no, I still need to do all those things, I'm pretty sure. I don't know that I'll need to do them in October though. Okay, we're just, okay. Over analyzing. Okay, so just to show you what I'm looking at, I'm looking at, let me make sure I'm in frame. This is my cleaning list that I write down monthly, so I'm gonna transfer over that list. So, and I always need to leave a little space to actually like check off things. I am so sorry. Bless me. Excuse me. Like I said, October is literally my favorite month of the year. Let me know if you are the same. Let me know if you are getting up to anything fun this spooky season. Are you a fall person? Are you a Halloween person? Are you both? Are you Christmas? Like, what's your jam this time of year? Would you just like prefer to speed through the whole thing? I always kind of make the joke that pretty much from the time fall decor goes out until Valentine's stuff is gone, I really should not be allowed to do anything like out and about. I am kind of a menace, and I am way too close to Target and like TJ Maxx and stuff like that. Honestly, I kind of have like a thorn in my side with TJ Maxx after like a whole incident last year. So I haven't really been frequenting them. So, but I'm still a huge fan of all of the seasonal things. And sometimes my list does change based off needs. I definitely think that I'm gonna start adding purging type of projects soon, just because I really have needed to for a while, and moving is definitely a possibility soon. I am just going to put everything on this list, honestly. I think I figured this out last time that I misspelled. Okay, and it all did still go in the same place, so we're gonna swatch other. October is just also going to be really difficult. I always have a very, very full October, truthfully. But this one is even bigger because I actually have work conferences. Normally I would be going on vacation, and that is not happening. I don't know why I underlined that. And the fact that it extended drives me bananas already, but it is what it is. We're gonna let that ink dry a little bit. But yes, I have 2 work conferences, so I'm actually leaving on the 30th and flying out to Texas, and then I'm flying back on the 3rd, and then I have work conference from here to here, I think. Yeah. So yeah, because I remember it's like a really short in between, and then we have Columbus Day, so like that week is just completely pandemonium. So yeah, there's like a lot going on with work. Like for me to be out for a conference is an incredibly stressful ordeal. I think what I want to do is, I was originally considering doing, let me see how this swatches first before we commit, because I like the idea of the purple. But I also like the idea of black. I think I need to swatch both and just see. Even though I know black is black, but I just kind of want to see what it looks like side by side, like what am I gonna gravitate towards a little bit more. I think I'm gonna do the purple so I can do little black accents if I want. So I'm going to go in and I think I'm gonna be kind of fun. And I may even do the play buttons in gold to pull this gold out for like something different. And so I'm making these little circles so that I can go back again in the vein of letting them sit. I'm probably gonna go back with gold because I really like that little pop. I think it'll be like just right. So we're gonna let that all kind of sit while we do some fun other fill-in stuff. So we'll keep out, so and that just for reference was 6, 7, 9. So we've got that. I'm gonna clean up my mess, but I am gonna leave out that pink for me for something else that had absolutely nothing to do with it. Okay, so now we're going to flip forward to October. Okay, so as I said, I am not a big pre-planner. If you guys have hung out for a while, then you will know I simply put down a washi and that's it. I'm not trying to make my trackers here. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I am gonna take this pencil board out and I'm gonna kind of feel where the weight is, like where I can like displace. And I think I'm gonna go back to the top. I think I did like 1 month. I think I'm trying to also like rotate, but I think I did too many like right in here because it's like really thick. So we're gonna go back up to the top, which I think is gonna be fine. I will be up very early these days to like get ready and go places, but I don't think that's gonna affect much. So I'm gonna open this little bad boy up and we are gonna get going. So these are the washies, and there's one more washi that I'm gonna use for this month. So first thing I'm gonna do is use this cowboy washi, which goes against everything. It's like a denim cowboy kind of theme, and I really like it. And I'm going to use it in conjunction with this sticker book because I am going to Texas for a work conference. And I'm really excited. I'm nervous, excited. I've talked about this a little bit already. I have not flown in a very long time. I haven't flown in a decade, actually. So thankfully a lot has changed. For one thing, this sounds so dumb, and it happened like really recently, but you don't have to remove your shoes. So I'm really jazzed about that, because that sounds really annoying to have to do again. But I just don't fly because I don't really have a need to be completely honest. When I go to Orlando every year, I drive. I like being able to have all my stuff. I also don't want to have to pay for Ubers and rent cars and everything when I get there. So it's just easier. It's been easier. I've been driving down there for quite some time now. That's not new. I'm trying to be a little bit better about sticking these down this time around. But yeah, like Tuesday I'll be up early getting ready and then heading to the airport. So I don't particularly need these like early AM hours. And 6 o'clock is more than fine. I'm actually going to be a little bit crazy this trip on top of that, and I'm going to try to vlog, and we'll see how that goes. With the fact that it's a work thing, I'm a little bit nervous, but I still want to give it a go. I don't want to count on it, and if the vlog style thing doesn't work out, I'll just kind of do like a catch up with me type of thing. So one way or another, content will be obtained. So, like I said, I keep it super simple. I feel like this is raw for some reason, but it's not. Okay, so we've got that week handled. Like I said, I'm going to be using that sticker book. Flipping over to the next week, I am back home and I am settled. So I thought that it would be really good for me. I'm going to use this super cute washi. I think this week will be fairly full because I'll be coming back from, this is going to be another one of those like painful, like doing it from the wrong darn side type of washis. So we're gonna have to be upside down for a minute, and my light has gone out, so let me turn my light back on. My camera's gonna shake just a touch, but I do feel like the lighting is worth it and the lighting helps. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm going to do my best, because that is all I can do, to line this up with the edge of this. Okay. It might stop a little bit short, and I'll try to check it before I completely commit to this. I have a feeling that this will be a fairly busy week because I am going to be back from the conference, but I am also going to be off that Friday. And then I am going to, Jeff's birthday weekend is that weekend as well. So overall, like I said, October's really full. So Jeff's birthday is in the month of October. His brother's birthday is in the month of October. It's my favorite time of the year. It's kind of his brother's favorite time of the year. It's his nephew's favorite time of the year. I normally am on vacation. Like, I'm normally doing a girls trip, but this year, no Halloween girls trip, mainly for work, like the work thing, because Jeff and I were even looking at trying to do it, and it was just like impossible without me either having to pay a lot more because we would have to go later in the season. I am going to be using the Sweet Monsters kit that particular week as well. Originally, I thought about putting this like bubblegum pink thing at the bottom, and that could still happen if I find out like basically my entire life is on fire, but my goal is to come back. I could have used that. Oh no, because I remember now, because it's like connected, and I didn't like completely love that look. But I'm going to be using the Sweet Monsters kit, and I think that that is a great washi for that. So there is that. This is like the extent of the planning when I say that, like the planning of the collections of the things. Now we're swinging right back to Cuckoo Crazy Land. So Monday is going to be Columbus Day. I think I might bounce back and forth between up and down on this one, only because I do really kind of want this at the bottom because it takes up so much space if I stick it at the top. So we're going to go back down to the bottom here. So Columbus Day is Monday, and then I've got a work conference that will kick off on Thursday, but I have to be in the city Wednesday night for that. Please tell me I'm still in frame. This is so cute, and I love this washi, and I've had it now for a little bit and wanting to give it its moment in the sun. So I am so excited because I really needed a week where the days would be super busy and I wouldn't really have as much need for the hourly. And by busy, I don't mean like, oh, I have a lot going on that day, like to write down. I meant I needed days that were going to be like chock full. Why is this really giving me time? I needed days that, you know, like in this case, I'll be in meetings all day on the 16th for sure, and I'm pretty sure the 17th as well. So, why does this make me hate everything? If you guys take any annual trips, I would love to know where and like when. So like, do you have like an annual summer beach trip that you take with your family? Do you do a Halloween trip? Do you do a Christmas trip? Just curious. So, okay. So this is super cute. And this is like Witchy Bookshelf or something like that from Coffee Monster Co. So we've got that popped in there. This next week, we're just gonna go down a nice little Coffee Monster Co. rabbit hole. The next, we can go back up to the top because we've got these cute little dangles. Not mad about a little bit of variety. I am a little perturbed by this like weird edge situation that's happening. So we're gonna, are we just gonna make that work? No, we are not, because my OCD is not gonna have it. So we're going to chop her off a little bit to make her straight. But this is the week before Halloween. So at this point, it'll be my first full normal-ish week back, but also not, because my coworker who works remote is coming into town on the 22nd, and she will be here for the remainder of that week, which is always a really exciting time. I'm always super jazzed that she gets to come here and visit us. It has been a very long time since she has been able to do so. She has had some health things going on. I have gone to visit her once, and that was a complete mess because my fuel pump decided that it just wanted to like be troublesome. It didn't actually go out. It was just acting like it was going to go out, which was really fun. But yeah, so she will be here that week. So even though it's my first full week, it's going to be really strange because I'll be remote like 2 back-to-back days, which I don't think will be super bad, especially coming back from the conference. Like, I think that's going to be actually really nice. I'm not going to feel, and that conference is actually in the city. So like, it's just going to be a little bit, it's more just, I don't know, like the not being at home portion of things. Sorry, little cutie vampire. We're going to cut you off just a little bit right there. Okay, so that covers that. And then for our final spread, we are going to use this super cute Sweet Beans washi from, it's Sweet Beans washi, but I think it's called like Cocoa Beans, which is Day of the Dead themed. I absolutely am so freaking excited that Halloween is on a Friday. Like I said, Jeff's nephew is a Halloween nerd. He's gonna be something from Minecraft this year, but his dad actually built the most insanely cool costume I've ever seen. He built him a xenomorph costume a few years ago. Y'all, it's so freaking cool. And I was like, y'all should totally do that this year, especially with like Alien Earth coming out, which if you guys are watching Alien Earth, let me know what your thoughts are. I am being a harsh critic, and I will rate it like a 4.7 or something. Very bizarre. Jeff keeps laughing at me. He's like, of course you can't give him a full 5. I love it. The only problem I have with it, and it's a fairly large problem, so that's why it's getting any note, like how it's affecting the ranking like at all, is I don't love the fact that you can tell that like the xenomorph is a person running around in a suit, like the full grown one. It's really annoying to my eyeballs. So there's that. But this covers the Hobonichi cousin. That's all I do. I pick out my washi themes and set up my, my monthly tracker. So we've got our themes, we've got our plants. Obviously I'll use the Cozy Halloween kit with this guy. I might try to do like a mini icon thing this week. I think that would be really soft and nice. So probably gonna try to do something like that. And then I do have lots of colorful fun stickers that I'll probably try to pull out for that. So now we're gonna flip back to monthly. We're gonna get our actual monthly. And if you guys will notice, I have in pencil written down ideas for content. I really like having that, and I like doing it in pencil. I just feel like that's so helpful to when I'm trying to time manage more than anything. And I know I've had someone ask recently in a video what pen I use. This is the Energel Clina, and this is 0.4. I like to use a Uniball Signo DX, but this is, I'm still like on again, off again with this one. Sometimes I love it and sometimes I hate it. I wonder. I think I want to do the play button in gold, but still like have like the black outline. And I kind of like it wonky. I just feel like if I did gold on both, it would look a little weird. And I don't entirely know that I have a gold handy. Because this just occurred to me. And let's also see what it looks like. It's not as bright as I would have preferred. And it's honestly, this gold is like kind of more copper. So I think I'm gonna go back with the black. And it's not gonna be super loud, and I'm kind of okay with that. And I'm really glad that I'm starting to get a little smarter these days with test driving on spare pieces of paper. So that calls it done on the Hobonichi cousin. I'll flip all the way back to our tracker just so that we did a full flip forward and backward in all of the ways. So that's our tracker. So we are good to go. Now I'm gonna set this off to the side and we are gonna do the weeks, okay? So the first thing that we need to do is find me an unused page. And I'm gonna need this guy probably, just to add a little bit of, it's getting really bulky on this side in particular because I have been going back and covering the dates. So that's been really entertaining. I am going to, where did my other, I think I thought about using like one of these. like this super duper skinny. Or did I want to use this? And I think I decided on this one. Okay, so this is from Vila Beautiful. That's what I was searching for. This is from Vila Beautiful, and it was a collaboration with what the heck was the name of the person? Magical Plans. And I really like her style. It's very black and white, with like a little bit of sparkle. And I really, really liked it. And I have like a bigger washi too that I've used for the month of October before. October to me is just like the worst of it. Like, I'm pretty tempered when it comes to Christmas supplies, but like October, and I swear it's just because I'm into like obviously all the witchy things. So it's just like completely, I'm unhinged and buy anything I think is really cute. Cook all the things. Like, October is definitely my thrive time. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the skinny washi and just covering up all of the dates, because I'm going to go back and put dates in here with stickers. I was originally planning to do stickers and stamps, and I will show you both. But I think I'm gonna save that for like the November and December spreads, because I will probably not do like a chatty one like this for November. Maybe I'll do one for December, just like the big months, you know, or like the bigger times of the year. Let me know what your thoughts are. Actually, you know what I think would be really fun is if we could do like a live stream set up for the December plans. Like, maybe I can do like bring back the Wine Wednesdays for a little bit, because I think I'm actually going to have, usually this kind of happens in December where I almost have like too much content, and I can't just get it in 2 videos. So I think that might be what we do, is we do the December setup together live, like totally live. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Or if you even like this style, you may be like, bitch, you're crazy and I don't like this, and please give me back your very simple videos. I'm gonna fix this because it cut it off really weird. And it won't work like that because, okay, we're just gonna live with it. We're going to live with it, because that is kind of the glory and the beauty of having a washi that kind of has some white in it at the edges like that. That's like a simpler print, because then it just kind of fades. Okay, but once we get all of this covered, I will need to cover that. Did I cover that last month? I don't even know. Yeah, I covered it. It's like, yes. Okay. Okay, so that is super simple there and done. So I am going to be using so I had these stamps from Day to Day, and the stickers are from Day to Day. These are old. They were from Maggie Holmes. They were part of the planner collections that launched with Joann's like an eternity ago. And I had the date stickers as well. So as you can see, it's gotten a little hodgepodgey, which is unfortunate. So what I think I'm going to do is just start a whole new full set, because I'll go through all of these days. And that way I won't mess up, because I've done that before. And I'm going to keep this off to the side. And then maybe for November, I will use stamps for the missing letters. I just really wanted the October one to be pretty. And I know that's not, you know, ideal per se, but that's where we're at. And that's what I want to do. I want it to look as pretty as possible. And then I'm not going to do this on camera, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go back and write in all of my bills, like when they're due. So It starts on Wednesday. So what I'll do is I'll write in what the bill is that needs to be paid, or bills plural in most cases. And then I will highlight them once I have paid them. I have found that this has worked very well. I am planning on using a Hobonichi cousin, or not a Hobonichi cousin, yes I am, but a Hobonichi Weeks in the same way next year. I think I'll change some things up with the monthlies. I need to give that some thought. I really like this style, and I think that it's been very helpful in the bill paying process, because I can kind of look at this at a glance instead of just a list. Like I might go back and, you know, next year put paydays, like, you know, so I know, maybe goals down the side. I've done a bill pay checklist down the side, like how I do the cleaning list now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And that worked out really well, where I like checked it off as I went and highlighted. I think visually speaking, this has been more helpful because I can put a list in my Hobonichi cousin of bills that I need to pay that week. So I also see them there. I really like this style. I've tried a couple different things with the monthly spreads in the weeks, and just like I've tried meal plans, I've tried fitness plans, I've tried all different things, but I do think ultimately it's worked out for me to use this as a bill tracking system for now. And I think that could change when there's less to track, possibly. I wouldn't mind doing like a sticker a day type of thing, or like a highlight of the day, or a gratitude. I don't think I have any extra pages to get me through to the end of the year, but maybe I'll do that in next year's planner, because I think I will have some extra space. And I'd love to do especially like a gratitude tracker for November. I know this is, I find it interesting that the most amount of time I spend on these planners are the monthly spreads, and they're probably the spreads I look at the least, but need a solid setup, because they're like bills which are incredibly important to being on time and all the things. But then it's also my content tracker. So I think both of those are super important. I think my sourdough starter just got over 20, which means it is ready. I don't know what it is, like 20 something. It doubled. That's the short version. I'll hopefully be doing a good amount of cooking and baking this weekend. Mabon is coming up, and I need to do some prep. And then now that I'm back from vacation, people are back to ordering muffins. I make sourdough muffins and sell them, just like not in mass quantities, but you know, people order like, you know, anywhere from 2 to 12 sometimes. I have one person who ordered 10 before I left for the beach, because she just didn't want to be without while I was gone, which I thought was really sweet and cute. We're almost there. If you guys are working on something, tell me what you're working on. I love to hear what everybody's up to. By the time I post this video, it'll actually be the first day of October, and normally I don't post that late in the game. It's just kind of how everything fell, and I was actually quite pleased with that, because then I really wouldn't have to like panic too much. And since there's actually more Wednesdays, like there's an extra Wednesday in the month, anytime there's like more than 4, I kind of get a little bit worried about just content in general. Just making sure that all of my days are full. I hadn't missed a day in a really long time until the beach daily video was late, and I was kind of bummed about that. Okay, so I'm not going to fill this in on camera because that actually does take a lot of work. I have to pull from the previous month, but I also have to go into a few different apps to put in like when the due dates are, if it's like Affirm or Klarna related. So I'm just going to, I can't do that and film at the same time, and my light is out again. It does have a timer on it. The last thing that I need to do is find the sticker book that has the month as well. And when you know, and I'm not 100, okay. And this is Create Paper Journal Studio. This released prior to the Day by Day collections. A bunch of the American Crafts people had one come out. Why is there no October? I must have used it for something, clearly. And I'm just going to how did I cover that whole little thing? Oh, I don't even think I put the September one in there. Like, I just covered the whole darn thing with washi. You know what I can do? This. And see how obnoxious that is. Hopefully it helps shield that little extra bit at the bottom. I don't love how far that encroaches. It's okay, it did it on the other. Okay. Again, not that I have that much continuity, but okay. And so we have October. Now we're gonna flip all the way back, and I did realize I don't have one thing that I need, which is my, I don't even know where I would have put it. It's like a little folder that I keep that has like the Hobonichi stuff in it, and I actually probably could have used it for this to cover up the gray, but it is what it is. I am going to use the same washi to set this up, and I think I'm going to, I know I'm gonna leave this relatively unfinished just in case, because I just started using this style and I really just want to give it space to live and breathe for a minute. I do like the separation. What? Okay, thank you. That little edge was tucked under. What I was trying to say is I have a little folder that has like the Hobonichi week's covers in it, and my tabs that I use for this planner, but I don't know where that is off the top of my head. Truthfully, I know that it was part of me shuffling everything around, getting ready for all my trips, but I don't know where that is. And I am going to spare you a fairly boring process. I'll do it one time just to do it. Okay. So I do, how many spaces is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I do 5 spaces for each section. The reason I have to do this is because I ran out of room, because you're probably like, wait, this doesn't look like any Hobonichi weeks I've ever seen. So I have to DIY a weekly, essentially every single week. And so I do try to set them up a little bit in advance. I have found that 5 is kind of my perfect number. In terms of space, it gives me space to write all of the things that I need for my run straight down. I was doing 2-page spreads like Helen for a while, and then I realized that if I did that, I would run out of space before the end of the year, which would not work, obviously. So then I'm gonna do 2 spaces, because in this little section I'm gonna write the date. So I'm just gonna write the day of the week in this first, and then the day of the week here. And then lately I've honestly just been using like a halfway point to draw a line, like just use my whole ruler. I'm curious how close I got. I think it's close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1 extra. So I have all of, it's hard to see with the pencil, I'm sure, but from pretty much here to here, I can write in my workout, and then my highlights here. I am gonna fix that because I do feel like I need more room for the highlight, because it's typically a little bit longer winded. It's kind of, I like to have as much space as I possibly can for that. Highlights need lots of space, obviously. Just gonna soft put those back in. And like I said, I'm not gonna bore you with recreating that process, but that's the general gist of what I've switched to. And again, I'm putting the workout in on this side. I'm putting my highlight here. Same thing, I haven't even put my washi down for this week. Here, we'll do that. I'm actually ahead for once. So we're gonna have a little break in that, and then I need to catch up on my tracker, which is pretty easy because you kind of can't fill out the tracker until the next day anyways. And I'm gonna have to like dock a habit because this washi is bigger. But I at least pop that in. So I'll work on the trackers and everything later. But that's pretty much the gist of it. So let's go ahead and pop the rest of our washi in. So the next week was our sweet beans. I wonder if I want to use, I don't. I really feel like I'd hate myself for doing that later, so we're not gonna do that. I considered using the sweet beans plan like washi that I don't really like maybe, but I feel like I'd be sad, and that would kind of take it off the table from being used in that manner if I used just a little bit here. So got a cute little dangle situation. I've also looked back at the shop that I bought the samples of this from to see if I should get another set. Next is this cute bookshelf. I am going to put this at the bottom, but I'm not going to transfer over. I might have to readjust my lines for this particular week to account for how large this washi is. So I'm going to put it all the way to the bottom. And I don't know that I'll do like a Hobonichi weeks with me this particular week. or this particular month is what I meant to say. I think it could be really difficult. It might be fun, but we'll see. Okay, and then ironing that out a touch. So I'm not gonna put my stuff in here because I might take like this down to 4 lines. I don't think I actually, yeah, I think I could get away with like 4 lines for these. I have to look back at like a run. Yeah, I can get away with 4. So I'll drop it to 4, and then that'll give me some space to have a little tracker section. So this is why sometimes I don't always film this, because I have to think about it in real time. And then we're gonna go back to kind of our normal format. You know what? I think it could be cute to switch it up. I've had these like at the bottom for a while. Let's just switch it to the top for these. And again, I really just try to set colors down for myself more than anything, and like a theme. Not colors, but I try to set a theme out for myself so that it's just really easy to like open and be inspired by that. But I try to give myself a lot of room for creativity. I almost just like went over to the next page. I really almost did. But I think it'd be lovely these 2 weeks to start at the top and give myself more of like a free space type of thing. Again, it'll probably just be 5, but instead of, that's really inconvenient. That little curve that's happening at like the edges from just being shoved into backpacks and whatnot. If I just knocked the camera with my head, I am very sorry. Right. And then if you look, we've only got a few more pages to go before this book. My goal was that this had to be completely full before I could justify getting a new Hobonichi week, so I'm very happy. And I might be able to keep it for 2 years. We'll see. We'll see, because I do have plans to maybe try to use, we'll talk about that when we get to 2026 planning. There's plenty of time for that, but we've got the Sweet Beans Cocoa Washi, we've got that Cozy Halloween, we've got our bookshelf, we've got, this is from Every Minute a Story, but I got it from Etsy because you can never get their washi, whatever. I have my issues with them. I think it's a really cute washi set. I just don't care for the whole Ninja Fingers aspect that brand has. I really wish they would have like a pre-order option. And then we've got the Cowboy. So that does it for both of our planners. We're good to go. As I said, there's a couple things I need to fill in, I think, like my money tracking and things like that. But overall, we're in a really good place to get started. I hope you guys enjoyed this different style of kind of an October or a monthly setup video. If you like these more than the other, let me know and I'll see what I can do about it. But I do think for now I want to alternate a little bit between the two, just for variety and sanity's sake. But until the next time I catch you guys, enjoy your spooky, wonderful wonderlands. I hope they are as magical as I would hope that they would be for you. And I look forward to chatting with you guys throughout the month. Let me know what you're up to. And until next time, enjoy creating those spooky wonderlands. Bye.